time of flight data can be converted in CASA, and one way of doing so is to use the SIMS toolbar. And this convert list file to Spectrum is one such option, where if you select a file with this particular format, and this is from Core Technology, if I select the .ini file and say open, then a list file containing time events at different XY positions, so these data represent actually not just a spectrum but also images, that we get a time of flight spectrum. And if we look at this, we can look at various ranges here, and one of the things that we might like to do is adjust the calibration. So for example, this peak here I believe is aluminium and it's appearing at 26, so that's not correct, but I've previously organized a file on the exact mass calculator page that I can load that gives me the relationship between mass and time for this spectrum. So here you can see I've got mass and time bins assigned for 3 out of these 4 peaks, and having loaded this I can use the calibrate, and when I select the aluminium you will now see that the aluminium is well calibrated, and if I say zoom I can go and have a look at the copper, and here's the other copper peak, and here it is. So both of these are calibrated. So having got a calibrated spectrum, what we can now do is look at images within this file, and let's start off by just selecting and creating a region which is Cu, so that's the most intense isotope. I'll give the background type 0, and that defines signal that comes from copper. And I can also have a look at the aluminium, and let's create an aluminium region. I'll label it aluminium, and we'll select one of these peaks which ought to be aluminium. So now I've got 2 regions defined, so aluminium and copper. So when I now use some of these options, so this one is list file to images, so the spectrum defines 2 regions, and when I press this button images are created based on those 2 regions.